it is a Monday, isn't it? 16th of June, not been live for quite some time. So we thought, you know what, we absolutely need to get live again. So busy just dealing with clients. I was looking at some of the client results we were getting in over the weekend, all the leads that were being generated and all of that kind of thing. And it, honestly, I know it's my business, but it does make me feel good that over the weekend we're not working, but the clients can still rely on us to generate these leads. It's really, really cool. And something I'm very, very grateful for with my team and all of that kind of thing. But something I realized over the weekend, and I first I'd heard of it, and I think it was back in October or November, and a chap who'd passed away called Kerwin Ray, who's from he's from Australia. And he passed away back in October. And I didn't realise, it was quite shocking to see that this guy's passed, and didn't hear anything about it. But one of the things he said to me many years ago, at it was in Portugal, I think. It was a Billionaire Boot Camp, which is run by Chris Howard. And there's another one in Bali in November, which I'm very much looking forward to going to as well. But this one was back in Portugal. It was probably, must be 10 years ago. And something Kerwin said to me, and he said, he came in one morning and he said, I love the fact that I wake up and all the work is done by my team, because we were in Europe and he's from Australia. And so, you know, his team works overnight and he wakes up. And we have that as well to some extent, because we have team members all around the world, all over the place, from Bulgaria to Philippines and Thailand and India and Pakistan, and some of them even in the US as well. So we have team members all around the world, which is really cool. A mixture of English people and people from other locations too. But we're also very lucky because even though I'm not working over the weekend, my team is, and those leads are still being generated from the work that those people have done for us on behalf of my business. So it's so powerful. But it got me to thinking about why most business owners actually struggle with their marketing. And I'm going to go through 4 different reasons here. And if you click the link down below and you want to jump on a call with me and go through your marketing stuff, then that's definitely something you should do and book in a time. But one of the things I've noticed is this idea of this starting, stopping, and starting again. So I'll give you an example. We've got we got a quote out for 2 builders, actually. They're both friends, and they both want some paid ads to be done to generate more leads. And it's like, okay, when are you signing up? And it's like, yeah, definitely signing up this week. Okay. And then this week comes and goes. I'm like, oh, what happened? I thought you were signing up. Yeah, definitely this week. I'm just busy right now. And what's going to happen is, because they're busy right now, they're not signing up. And then they're not going to be busy. And then they're going to sign up. And then they're going to expect miracles to be born within that first week and leads to be generated in that first week. And sometimes that can happen, don't get me wrong, but it's an unrealistic expectation, and it's unrealistic on us. You know, they've been waiting for ages to actually run a campaign, and we've been chasing them and they haven't gone ahead. And then as soon as they run out of leads, I know what's going to happen. Damn, I need leads by tomorrow. And it's like, no, that's not how it works. And what will happen then is they'll get too busy and they'll turn leads off. And if this is you in your business, it's a massive red flag for us, because this is not something that's going to be sustainable over the long term. When you start a lead generation campaign, you should be in it for the long term, not stopping and starting and stopping again and starting again. And, oh, this week we're really busy, so let's slow down the leads. No, you don't slow down the leads. You put your prices up, right? So you're getting more money then per customer, which has got to be a good thing, right? Why would you turn off your leads? Just put your prices up and continually keep putting your prices up. As long as those leads keep coming in, and as long as you're closing that business, then that's exactly what you should be doing. So don't turn off your leads, keep them going. And if you're just too busy and you can't take on any more work, then increase the amount of money that you're going to charge. Absolutely never turn these off. And another thing with this as well is Google and Facebook absolutely hates that, and they will penalize you further down the path if you keep turning them on, turning them off, turning them on, because you're getting too busy. Get some leads, understand what that process is going to be in terms of lead gen, what that looks like, in terms of, is it Facebook ads and Google ads, and is that going to a web form, or is it going to a form that's on Facebook? How is that data being collected? What's the follow-up process? So, for example, when somebody downloads our Facebook ads guide, they go into our email nurture campaign, a bunch of emails, warms them up effectively, and in addition to that, it flags our sales guy to put an outbound call into them, see how it's going, check in with them, see what business they've got, and go and implement that so that we've got this actual verbal conversation with potential leads. And if you've not got that in your business, then that's definitely something that you should have. But definitely this stopping, starting, stopping, turning them off, starting them again. Same with leaflet drops. Leaflet drops isn't as acute as Facebook ads and Google ads. You've got a little bit more leeway. No one's going to complain if you stop dropping leaflets. But what's the time scale for leaflets? Sometimes it can be 3 or 4 weeks. So you turn off your leaflets now because you're really busy now. But actually, the sales cycle on those leaflets is 4 weeks. So actually, it's going to turn them off in 4 weeks when actually you're going to be quiet anyway. So you still got to be keeping going and keep on putting this marketing out there. And really, this turns into then a lack of planning. And this idea of, yeah, we definitely need leads, but we're going to wait until next week because we're really busy this week. That's a lack of planning. And it's a massive red flag. It demonstrates a lack of forethinking about what the future is going to hold. Another good reason as to why you actually need your leads going out steady on a continual basis. The large businesses, when they're doing really well, don't turn their leads off. If anything, they double down and go harder on the adverts because now they've got more cash to spend at them. And once you've got that momentum going, that's exactly what you want. But what we also see is a lot of people have this lack of planning. And I'm in a Facebook group. It's a group of business owners, and we were talking about this planning. What to use to plan and to get things off your to-do list and actually into getting completed. And a couple of people said, oh no, I don't plan because you end up spending more time planning than you do actually doing. And it's like, we have a time management training course, which is amazing. We do a lot of time management when we're actually doing business coaching with clients. And one of the biggest red flags that they say is just that. They say something like, oh no, I can't do planning because you end up spending more time planning than you do doing. And it's just bullshit. It's just the most ridiculous excuse that I've ever heard for you not being successful. Successful people plan. Unsuccessful people wing it. I say that again. Successful people plan. Think about someone who's very successful. Let's take LeBron James. And some people hate LeBron James. A lot of people like him. He's spent God knows how long in the NBA. I think he went in when he was 17 or 18. And he's still in there. He's like 39, 22-year career, I think it is. He's got more points than anybody else. He's the all-time assist leader, I think. Even though he's not the top assist person per game, simply because he's played more games than probably most people have. Do you think, by the way, LeBron spends over $1 million a year managing his body. Do you think he plans ahead? Absolutely. He plans 12 months in advance so that he knows where he's going to be and what condition his body has to be in because he's an aged athlete. And think about this. When we book a holiday, we book a year in advance, at least a year in advance. When we booked America, we were 2 years in advance of booking that because we knew how much money we would need, where we were going, where we were staying. It was all booked in 2 years before, and we had a lot of fun doing that. But this is the same with your business, which is arguably even more important than your holiday, right? Because your business is effectively what's going to allow you to live your life that you want to live. And if you're not planning your business, if you're not planning things into the future, for when you want them to happen and how many leads you're going to get and how many new staff you're going to have and who's going to train those staff and what training courses need to be in place. All that has to be planned over a long enough period of time for you to be successful. Unsuccessful people wing it. They play it by ear. Well, we'll see how it goes. We'll see how next week goes. If we close this client, then we'll spend money on marketing. No. Like, listen to the language. If you spend money on, if you close the client, then you spend money on marketing. How about you spend the money on marketing and then it's irrelevant as to whether you close this specific client because you've got all these other clients lined up. That's where it should be. Successful people plan. unsuccessful people wing it. And this lack of planning, it scares the living bejeebies out of me, because we hear it on a daily basis. These little red flags that we see, and we go, you know, your business is actually not going to be that successful because you haven't planned long enough in advance. And then one of the other things I notice is that, you know, there's a lot of coffee snobs out there. I love my coffee, by the way. And if you ask my daughter, coffee, the answer to everything is a good cup of Joe, right? That she will. She's only 10. She will tell you. She doesn't drink the stuff, but she will tell you, because that's what I've said. Coffee solves all problems, right? I love my coffee, and I drink 2 cups a day. One at like 8 a.m., one at 11, and then that's it, because it's got half-life of like 8 hours. So if you drink it after 12, it's going to stay with you, and you're not going to sleep very well. And sleep's one of the really important bits that you should be thinking on. Right, so I love coffee, but I wouldn't class myself as a snob. But I recognise other people also love coffee out there, and they are, let's face it, they're a bit snobbish about their coffee, right? But you know, the day doesn't start until they've had their Starbucks cup of Chapa Wappa Frappuccino with an extra shot of caramel or whatever that is, right? And it's like, how much is that coffee? It's like £6. £6 for 1 cup of Joe, right? We go down to our local beach bar here. It's like €2, by the way. Anyway, so it's only this big. But how much coffee do you really need? Anyway, they spent like £6-7 on this really fancy coffee. And I go, brilliant. Okay, how much have you spent on Facebook ads? What's your daily ad spend? And they go, oh, nothing. We can't afford it. Okay. And I'm like, dude, you could be spending, just like, get your coffee, drink it at home, make it at home, put it in a nice, you know, buy a nice mug, put it in a mug, take it with you, make it at home, right? Save that money. Take the £5 or £6 that you're spending every day on your, and it's more than that, because if you have 2 coffees, it's £12, right? We are currently running ad campaigns for a client, and their budget is £5 a day, and they have leads being generated that's buying their product. Right, £5 a day, and we're just about to up it, and we're going to go to £10 a day, and then we're also adding retargeting in there, which needs to be £10 a day as well, because Facebook likes that. If you expect I can't speak. If you're spending £5 a day on retargeting, it's just not enough to kind of trigger the pixel properly. So you should be spending more money on Facebook ads, on retargeting, and if you've got your funnel and everything else in place and lined up, you're going to start getting success from that. But you have to be spending money on paid ads right now. It's 2025, folks. It used to be you'd post content, it would get some good reach, lots of people would see it, you'd have an interest. That has gone. It is pay to play in 2025, and as we go into 2026, even more so 2027, even more so 2028. Organic content has its place. And its places in building the trust factors, the consistency factors. You going out and live streaming like this one, for example, when someone sees one of our adverts on Facebook and then they click the page, not the advert, they click the page. We know this is what people do because they're checking you out. They might right click, open a new window, and then they'll look at your page. Whatever you think is happening on your Facebook ads, they're still going to look at who you are and what you do, and then they're going to search your name into Google. They're going to find out more about you, and so on. And so a lot of the organic content should be about building positive vibes about you and your brand and who you are, and all your work and all of that kind of thing. And if you're not doing that, you're missing a trick, because Facebook ads on its own has a particular place and it will get you a particular result. But if you do Facebook ads and Google ads with organic content on Instagram and TikTok and Facebook, you're going to get, it's almost like a quadrupler or a doubler of those results. It's a compounding, that's the better term. It's a compounding of those results. And so, yes, you should be running Facebook ads and be running Google ads, but also you should be taking long form video like this and then cutting it up into little short videos and then posting that out onto TikTok and Instagram and Facebook and YouTube Shorts. And in fact, Instagram have just released something where they are now going to all their videos and images are going to be opened up so Google can interrogate them, find out what the keywords are, and they're going to be keyword optimized now. So massive, like we've been keyword optimizing all our videos with tags and titles and all the rest of it all very SEO wise for the last couple of years since we've been really posting a lot of content. So we're already in the game, and that's only going to help us in our SEO. And the reason we did it is because when we upload a video, we'll upload it to YouTube, and YouTube likes that kind of stuff anyway. But also at the same time, it gets uploaded to Facebook and TikTok and Instagram and LinkedIn and Twitter all at the same time as well. So we've actually been ahead of the game, and we've been fortunate for that. But you creating this organic content is also going to help you, but you've absolutely got to be running minimum £5 a day ad spends. And this is the problem that I think most people have right now. This is the mistake that I see. They go, oh, okay, Dan says spend £5, so that's what I'll do. And then they go to Google, they'll go to Facebook, and they put up the most dreadful advert you've ever seen. And it doesn't work. There's no funnel in place. There's no email following, there's no phone calls, there's no, like when somebody downloads our Facebook ads guide, they get a phone call follow-up. Like if you haven't got that in your business, seriously, what is the point of running the advert unless you're going to actually follow up with, hey, it's Dan, I noticed you downloaded the Facebook ads guide. Which industry are you in? What are you trying to achieve? Should we jump on a call and see how we can run through how we can make that work for you? Like these people have put their hand up and said, I'm interested in Facebook ads, and what, you're not following them up? And whatever that happens to be in your business, that is bonkers. And this comes back to a lack of planning again. And sometimes I think that people are so busy that, you've seen the meme, and it's the guy and the shooting bows and arrows, and the guy next to him goes, I've got something to show you, it's going to help. And the guy's going, no, I'm so busy shooting these arrows. And then the guy's there with a machine gun. And it's like, you're so busy focused on running the business and doing all this, that actually you need to take some time away from that and see what else is out there, because there's other people that can absolutely help you. And I struggle with that too, because I think I know everything. And then we pull in external resource to help us with link building or SEO or Facebook ads or whatever that happens to be. We hire more staff, they become part of our business, and then they say one little thing like, oh, have you thought about this? And I'm like, well, we don't know how to do that. Oh, I know how to do that. So off we go and do it. Then we offer that to our clients, and our clients get the benefit as well. So you should also be spending this time, not just being focused on your business because you're working in your business all day, every day, but you should be working on your business. You should be able to, when leads are being generated, it shouldn't be you following those leads up. It should be a member of your team. Well, Dan, we don't have that person. That's fine. Hire a person, 1 hour a day, 2 hours a day. £15 an hour, hire that person in. How much is that? That's what, 10 hours, 15 quid, it's 150 quid a week, £600 a month for generating twice as much business as you are right now. It makes sense to do that, but you're so busy working in the business, not working on the business. But you fail to see some of the extra stuff that you should be doing, like running Facebook ads for £5 a day and then following it with those leads that come through. And then just finally on this, I want to talk about your website, because I've just had a conversation this morning from somebody who came to us. They want a website, and that's fine. We'll do the website for them. And we've then got into this conversation around, well, now you've got the Ferrari, i.e. the website, how are you going to fuel it? You think about this for a second. You buy a Ferrari and then you go, well, it's just rubbish, it doesn't go anywhere. And someone goes, have you put petrol in it? And they go, no, I have to put petrol in it. Of course you have to put petrol in it. Otherwise it's just there looking pretty in your garage and no one can see it. You have to drive the thing for people to see it. And the petrol, the fuel, is content or it's Facebook ads. Either way, if it's content or Facebook ads, it's traffic. Traffic is the fuel that goes into your website. It's the same thing. You put petrol into your Ferrari, you put fuel, traffic into your website. Then at that point, people are going to start taking action, or they're not going to take action. And then that helps us look at your website and see, okay, what's this landing page supposed to do? Is there a web form on it? What do we want people to actually do? What's the call to action? Should it be a free download? Is it a free strategy session? Is it free training, for example? In which case, what does that look like? Is that someone putting in their email address, their phone number for some free of charge training? Is that what it is? Which it might be. That then generates a lead, which you can jump on a call. Hey, Bob, I noticed you downloaded that free training. Before you implement that, do you want us just to implement it for you? Facebook ads, £5 a day. Like, on ad spend? Is that take advantage of our 50% off offer that we've got on right now? Do you want to just do that instead? And then you can focus on the other stuff that no doubt you've got going on in your life and in your business. Oh yeah, that's brilliant. Otherwise, they have to do it themselves, and that's very complicated or whatever, right? So you've got this opportunity with your website, but if you haven't got traffic going to your website, what is the opportunity? Pretty slim, I'd say. I'd say it's pretty slim because no one's visiting your website. No one's looking at you on social media. Why do you think we live stream so often? I mean, I must admit, our live streams haven't been as often as they should be. We've just been so busy dealing with clients and bringing on new team members and all of that kind of thing. And this is how business works, right? There's a big wave, lots of new clients. And if you don't surf the second wave, so the first wave is the new clients, the second wave is all the resources that deal with the new clients. If you don't manage both of those together, you have all these clients being disappointed because you've not got the resources. Or you can do it the wrong way around, where you have a small number of clients and you've booked all these resources coming in, and then this massive wave, and you've got no money to actually pay for the resources. So it's like this double-edged sword you have to go with. So that's what we've been doing over the last couple of weeks, especially as we're entering into holiday season. And because we've sold a lot of property for the first time this year, I can really focus on not having to deal with property and all that palaver that comes with it, because we've got rid of a lot of property this year. And now it's just the business I have to cope with, which is really cool because I can just get my team to do pretty much everything, even sales calls. We're just training the guy up now to do strategy calls, so I actually don't have to do them. He's actually going to be doing the initial strategy call for like 10 minutes. And then if they pass the muster, pass our test, and it's a good match, then they'll come on to me for my actual one-on-one in a 30-minute call, so we can actually get down into their business a little bit more, which is really cool, because then it avoids no shows and me just sat there waiting for a guy that's never going to turn up, can't respond to an email, simply not showing up. Really, really cool way of doing it. And these are the things that you should be implementing in your business as well. So just to recap, keep your ads running. Don't do the start-stop type thing. Improve your planning. Winners plan, losers wing it. Okay. Spend more on your ads per day than you do your coffee. So if you're spending £5 a day on coffee, you need to flip that on its head and just move that money over to spending ads. And then, when you start closing more business, you can have all the coffee you want, because you start to close more business. And then just finally, having a website is great, but if you've got no traffic, you've got no organic traffic, or you've got no paid ads traffic, then it's not going to work. But also, you need to have an absolute confirmed funnel in place, including a nurture sequence via email, maybe some retargeting on Facebook ads, and absolutely a follow-up phone call for everybody who's inquired. I hope you find that useful. Went for far longer than I anticipated today, but I hope you have a wicked week. No doubt we'll be live again this week, and we'll speak to you soon. Have a great day. Have a good week. We'll speak to you then. Take care.